Alright, so a local game store bans commander cards for their Friday Night Magic. Let's take a look at this list. Now, why did they want to make this list? Friday Night Magic changes. I love it when local game stores take the ban list into their own hands. The vote went through, and we are instituting a ban list on the free pods only. So you gotta pay to play with a normal ban list. We are bringing back the $1 pods. We would prefer, if you put $5 on your account, we would just pull off $1 at a time, but we can do it in any way. You're allowed to play games outside of the pods if you so desire. Generally, free pods are the for fun pods, and the $1 pods are unlimited, but generally not top tier. The $5 pods are the hardcore top tier commander play. Unmodified pre-constructed commander decks do not have to follow the ban list. The ban list is as follows. All right, hold on. the first card is Armageddon. So our first card today is Armageddon. We all know how much commander players hate their lands getting blown up, don't we? Well, now they don't have to worry about it because they're gonna get rid. They're going to get rid of the card that is the source of the most land destruction in all of Magic the Gathering history. Why do local game stores take a casual format so seriously? Well, it's not everyone likes the ban list. Not everyone likes the ban list. And it's a weird ban list, you know? It's a bit strange. They're rule zeroing the ban list. Then Mikey J's here with the chaos. Ban more BS at random. All right, so first off, this is probably a list of things that everyone just hates in general. So they got rid of Armageddon. Next one, they got rid of Chromox. I think quite reasonable. It's one of the more broken cards. They got rid of a lot of fast mana, and by a lot of fast mana, maybe all of it. So this one is not too exciting. Here's an interesting one. Deflecting SWAT. I hate this card. I'm not going to say I'm going to call for its banning, but for a red and 2 generic, if you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost, and you may choose new targets for target spell or ability. So if I try to blow something up, you can say, no, we're going to deflect that around to, back at me. Alpha Nerd says, this feels more like some kind of bizarre behavior modification effort, like they're trying to keep people from being a-hole. Exactly! Something like that. Don't understand the topic of the stream. There was a local game store that made their own ban list for the free-to-play area, and we're going over their ban list. It's always neat to see every other local game store's flavor of ban list if they choose to make their own. So, deflecting SWAT. I have to admit, I never see it coming. If the red player at the table plays deflecting SWAT, nope. And by the way, you can redirect counterspells to deflecting SWAT, so that's a means of dealing with the counterspells. Diabolic Intent. I don't even know what this card is. Diabolic Intent, a black 1 generic sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. I don't get it. It's a tutor, but I gotta sack a creature. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle. It does tutor directly into my hand. And it's not, so it's just not another diabolic tutor, isn't it? Except I gotta sack. Do they have diabolic tutor? Or sorry, not diabolic tutor, demonic tutor. We'll see if they actually have demonic tutor on this list. We got Robert here with a super chat. Thanks so much. Morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. With how much the format has advanced over the years, I think it's safe to unban a lot of cards like Primeval Titan and Prophet of Crufix. We'll even see if either of those cards are even on this ban list. What happens if the free pods just agree not to follow? Well, they probably go to a different game store if that's what they want, or they pay the $1. Got pony up the $1. You want to play with it? Maybe that's the incentive. You don't like my personal ban list? Pay up the $1. Pay up the $1 to play with the normal ban list. I don't know. Maybe it makes great business sense. I don't know the business. I just saw the list being posted on Facebook. All right, we have next Aladamri's Call. Oh, they're going hard on the tutors. They don't like the tutors at all. So they don't like you looking for any card. They don't even like you looking for creature cards, even though it's harder to do in Selesnya colors. Same thing with Entomb. Entomb's on the ban list. Oop. Where's Entomb here? Can I accept ban Island? I mean, if you vote for it, sure. Imagine a game store that lets you vote on cards getting banned. Then you would be super careful not to be too oppressive with any particular commander. You're gonna peeve everyone off, and then they're gonna ban your card. Bans commander cards for F&M. Oh, this is gonna be some... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alright, so more tutoring cards. I forget what you do with Entomb. I mean, outside of reanimating, I don't know what else Entomb does. Oh, okay, so we're starting to see a pattern here. Fierce Guardianship. Okay, so they banned the deflecting SWAT. Now they go after Fierce Guardianship. So they don't like the fast mana. They don't like the tutors. And they don't like free spells. You're going to cast your spells. You're going to spend mana on it. And you're going to like it. So a blue 2 generic. If you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost. Counter target non-creature spell. Although you do have to get your commander out if you're going to make any use of this in the first place. Oh, that's pretty sick, yeah. With Entomb. Go get Echo of Eons in your graveyard. Easy. Easy time twister. Echo of Eons. Poor man's time twister. I can't circumvent the game balancing mechanics put in place to make the game fair and fun. Preposterous. Exactly, preposterous. Alright, next. Force of Will. Oh, God. If there's no counter spells, like, how do you defend against combos? Like, who's gonna put these combos in place? There's tons of combos that are, like, you know, without fast mana that can be pulled off. We're banning all the counter... Well, okay, there probably is a lot of counter spells. You probably get, you know, regular mana drain counter spell, dispel. You just gotta do it in the fair way. You gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I wonder if there's a... consistency with this as well. Then maybe they're banning a lot of expensive cards for the free area. Screw it, ban commander and bring back Elder Dragon Highlander. Yeah, battle cruiser level only. I'm gonna make it get your battle cruiser on. All right, next one, gamble. Another tutor. So you're not even allowed to gamble around here. 1 red sorcery, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then discard a card at random, then shuffle your library. Stuff and sundries, ammunitions. Said some goblin, probably. I play Spellskite so I can off myself at any time. Oh yeah, that's true. Instant death. Is Soul Ring legal? Probably not. Would not be surprised. Nikachu should make his own game store and host commander games without bans. No, he would even go further and say, like, okay, not only is Emrakul legal, but it costs 0 mana. So he would change the errata of a lot of cards. He would also say you can have an unlimited number of, like, Memnite in your deck. Alright. In addition, we got the Green Sun's Zenith. No, yeah, so they went hard on the tutors. You're not tutoring anything. No consistency whatsoever. And frankly, that's what a legacy band list would look like. The only weird card in all these cards mentioned so far has been Armageddon. Which, not really a broken card, but it's an unfun card. Fire, thanks so much for this. Fireburn, thanks so much for the super chat. This feels like a kid that was bullied, became a hall monitor, and then the tiny amount of power given to them went straight to their head. Hey. They own the local game store. They control the rules here. So anyone can like anyone can pack it up and go somewhere else, unless they have a monopoly. But then they have a monopoly on like the free range. This is the free play area ban list. Funny enough. Yayer with the super chat. As someone has a ton of great cards, but not power 9 level commander, is the only place I can competitively play them. These guys stink. No, you remember, you just gotta pay the $1. You pay the $1 and play whatever you want. Well, is MTG a monopoly? Flesh and Blood would disagree. Oh, here's a weird one. Humility. What's up with humility on this ban list? White, too generic. All creatures lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1. It's an enchantment. My brother gave me a big pile of cards he found at a thrift shop, and he said, I looked through all these, they're all garbage. And I saw Humility, I'm like, that's not garbage, that's reserve list. He's like, I don't know what I was looking at. I must have been looking at another version. There is no other version, it's reserve list. There's nothing else. So, anyway, Humility. I guess it defeats the purpose of playing, like, really cool big creatures. Humility is a rules not. Dude, what? I mean, I'm sure at, like, a casual commander level, who cares what the rules are? The rules are whatever the group agrees to, and whatever Google can't solve. Alright, Jeweled Lotus. Jeweled Lotus? Oh, that card. I still have to buy this card. Tap, sack it. Black Lotus for your commander. Pretty sick card. Magic 30 proves that Magic isn't a monopoly. They tried to force their hand and failed. They got people looking at the other. All of a sudden, Yu-Gi-Oh! Looks pretty good. Didn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, upstage them too? They made their own, like, 30th anniversary, but they made it $5. Alright, Jeweled Lotus it is. Mana Crypt. Oops, Mana Crypt. So in the free-to-play area, don't worry about people having... This card's really expensive. This card just didn't go down in price at all. It's just mad you have this or you don't. They've reprinted it quite a few times. It just doesn't really do anything. Alright, Mana Crypt, 0 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, Mana Crypt deals 3 damage to you. Add 2 colorless mana. I think it's wild that this card is legal somewhere other than Vintage. It's just wild. People play with these cards in Commander like, this is fine. And hey, playing Vintage is fun. Hence why Commander is fun. Unless you're playing against this card. It's like, oh my god. You're suddenly looking at your 4-drops and against your opponent who's playing Mana Crypt and Soul Rings, and you're like, oh my god, this 4-drop is going to take an eternity to get down. This is not going to happen. What next do we have? More tutors. Merchant Scroll. I guess if you ban all the tutors, it's going to make combo really hard to pull off. Merchant Scroll is a blue 1 generic sorcery. Search your library for a blue instant card. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. A 2-card combo with Gifts Ungiven, if that were legal. Cyclonic Rift. The card. I could not play with all these restrictions, and we haven't even gotten to all of them. So you're telling me you have a really fast, super hyper-tuned deck with free mana spells and tutors. Nice and consistent. The way Richard Garfield intended. Mox Diamond. Yeah, another mana rock. I can't make this work somehow. You know, I was playing in the Vintage Cube. Every single time I played Mox Diamond, I basically lost. The cost of discarding a land was way too high. I might as well played anything else. Like, just having raw cards was actually really important. I thought Mox Diamond was sort of a scam. But whatever, if you're trying to win turn 1 with, like, some sort of combo, I guess it's good. I could make it work, though. Oh! Necropotence. Necropotence is banned on this list. For black, skip your draw step. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your library. But the whole kicker is you pay 1, exile the top card of your library face down. Put that card in your hand at the beginning of the next end step. This actually makes sense. I don't know how you have Yawgmoth's Bargain legal. Sorry, Yawgmoth's Bargain is banned, but Necropotence is legal. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Or you can have this legal. Let's just unban the Yawgmoth's Bargain. Then a lot of people will be like, well, you get the cards immediately. Well, come on, you basically get the cards immediately with Necropotence. Just win on your opponent's turn, that's all. It's not spicy in terms of power, but for design / balance, it'd be hilarious if they banned Arcane Signet. I don't know the lore behind that card. A lot of people quiet on Necropotence. Are we yay or nay on Necropotence? Are Underworld Breach and Yogg's Will Commander legal? I have no idea. We'll have to get through this whole ban list. But, okay, we have more cards to look at on the ban list. But if you need your commander cards, don't forget to go find them at Fusion Gaming Online. Today's sponsor. And what is the deal? They have a deal of the week every week. Save 15% off old booster packs. That's only relegated to the Canadians. They can't ship sealed product over the border. But they can ship singles. So get your Dominaire remastered, your Phyrexia, all will be one cards. If you want to support the channel, that is. And also, if you want to support yourself, use coupon code Nikachu at checkout and get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. No matter what the ban list is, you can always make a new deck while renting with Mana Traders. Ban list changes, your deck changes, and it's not your cards getting banned. It's the ban list saver. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_EK2. Okay, now more back to the crazy band cards. Those wild people. All right, what's next? Black is too much for me. It's too much for me too. Overwhelming Splendor. What is that? Overwhelming Splendor. This card's, oh, another Humility. It's like, well, we got rid of the 4 mana Humility. We'll get rid of the 8 mana Humility. Why does this matter? Enchant player. Oh, wow, it's a feels bad. You enchant the player. Creatures enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1. Enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Yeah, this is like a million. It's a million mana. How the hell are you going to cast this thing? If you cast this for 8 mana, you deserve your opponent to have all their creatures 1/1 creatures. Feels like at some point the mana cost makes this card not worth ban. I agree. They banned all the fast mana. I think even in Battlecruiser Commander, you know, well, whatever. Maybe some mana ramp cards. Farseek will get you there. Maybe, somehow, one day. Jay Gaston, Humility and the like can get rid of your commander without getting rid of them. True story. Alright, next one. We got Sakashima of a 1,000 faces. Why? Okay, someone help me. Did someone just lose to this card? Isn't this just a clone of some sort? Hold on. Blue 3 generic 3/1. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 faces enters the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 faces other abilities, and the legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. And as partner. Did they ban it because it has partner? Is it a partner card? Why would, like, how is it easy to abuse the legend rule in Commander? I guess cloning your commander. Oh, is there a combo with Krark? Which Krark? There's a lot of Krarks out there. Krark the Thumbless. Whenever you cast an instant, I don't know. Oh, it has partner. But I don't know how to use... oh! Do you make an unlimited number of Kark the Thumbness, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin? If you lose the flip, return that spell to its owner's hand. If you win the flip, copy that spell, and you may choose new copies. You may choose new targets for the copy. So you basically... that sounds annoying. I'll admit that. Make a million Krarks. That could be problem. The human rogue is OP. Alright, so Sakashima, I wonder if Krark's on this list. Next up, Sensei's Divining Top. Everyone's favorite top. The 1 mana artifact, pay 1, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. Is this like, is there a deck that doesn't want to play this card just out of curiosity? Or is this like a staple, like everyone should have a Sensei's Divining Top? Like don't leave your home without a Sensei's Divining Top. It seems like a pretty good useful utility card, no matter what, and everyone should have some fetch lands in their deck, in theory. And and then tap, draw a card, then put Sensei's Divining Top on top of its owner's library. I didn't realize how much of a tongue twister that is. Put Sensei's Divining Top on top of its owner's library. So long as you have a top around, you basically have access to your top 3 cards of your library. Stall card. Well, that's how you get your money's worth at F&M. That's how you make the game feel long, much longer than it should be. Sensei got banned from Legacy for a reason. Well, and the deck was pretty damn good. We have Sensei's Divining Top at home. I see Sensei as much as I see Soul Ring, so I can see why that one got banned. Secret Lair Beyblade, top 100%. Yeah, don't leave home topless. No shirt, no shoes, no service. You got it. Sensei's Divining Top is gone. Skull Clamp. You know, okay, I understand this is a very good card. Like, it's... I don't know if it's vintage playable, but it's definitely legacy playable. I just find it hard to believe that this is so damn strong in Commander. Because, you gotta make creatures. You have to make I mean, I get... Like, I'm just saying at the highest power level. At a casual level, sure, this card is broken. Just pay 1 mana, blow up your, like, stupid tokens, and, you know, draw some cards. Get your card draw on. Commander games with 4 more players should be long. Epic game with board wipes and big, grandiose spells. Grand spells. Now, Skull Clamp is not a card I think every deck can use. I think this is very... Or, I mean, at the very least, I guess you could put on an important creature like your commander. And then if it dies, if someone kills your commander, then you draw 2 cards. Real Chad uses the Skull Clamp for the +1. Get in there for 1 extra commander damage. The clock went from a 4-turn clock to a 3-turn clock. Alright, here's the card we all were expecting. We were all waiting for. Soul Ring. We knew it. We knew this thing would be on this list. It was just a foregone conclusion. Okay, 1 mana. Tap, add 2 mana. Arguably the most broken card in Commander that people have no problem playing. It defines the format, basically. Don't touch my Soul Ring, they say. Don't do it. There is a benefit to these mana rocks like Soul Ring. Then everyone gets to play their garbage cards that normally would be unplayable because they're like 5 or 6 mana. And then all of a sudden, you know, they're like 3 mana because you play stuff like Soul Ring. A card that says pay 1, sack a creature, draw 2 seems fine. Well, yeah, it sounds good on paper, doesn't it? Soul Ring is like the fetch land of Modern. I don't like that analogy. No, it doesn't ring with me. Yeah, my precious, just get a golem on there. Oh, they have to do that, right? For the Lord of the Rings set coming out this year, they have to do that. They have to get like the Soul Ring with golem on it. Who knows what the soul... Well, they're probably gonna make like 12 different promo Soul Rings for Lord of the Rings. They just have to. John has a story for us. All right, I have a top story. Let's move back to the top. There we go. Okay, we're back to Sensei Divine Top. One of my friends cast Demonic Tutor. In response, his opponent cast a Destroy spell in response. He put the top on his library, then decided to get the top with the Tutor. What a weird line. Okay, what? I guess to recast it on the same turn? Anyway, well, that's a bit weird. I'm gonna go get my top. That's on top of my library. Either Bilbo or Golem hovering over it. Well, or Frodo. You can have one with Frodo. You can have a Frodo Soul Ring. You can have a Golem Soul Ring. You can have a Sauron Soul Ring. There's a lot of Soul Rings possible. I have a custom art Soul Ring that is the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. I guess that's proof that top is the best card. Yeah, you tutored for your top. It's definitely the best. Oh, wow. Okay, no one's going to guess this one. Strip Mine. That is wild. In a world with no more mana ramp and no more broken mana, Strip Mine reigns supreme. They already foresaw the problem to their new format, so they got rid of Strip Mine. I don't know. It feels like a big beating for you to sacrifice your own land to strip away one player's land. And there should be something to hold some things in check, like Nykthos. I don't know, maybe Wasteland is permittable on this list. Okay, we got Sylvan Tutor. More of them tutors. Isn't this a garbage tutor? A green sorcery. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it. Oh, that's not bad. All right, you get yourself your creature. Yeah, we knew. They don't like them tutors around here. Next we've got Thassa's Oracle. All right, get your Laboratory Maniacs out because Thassa's Oracle is banned on this list. Must be a Simic player hate their land getting blown up. Strip mining people's lands is a bad play most of the time. I agree. Okay, Thassa's Oracle. A pretty contentious card overall, I think, in Commander, period. It's like a pretty clean way. It's like a cleaner way of winning the game, though. Like the harder way of winning the game is Laboratory Maniac. You gotta get your Laboratory Maniac in play. They need a way of like drawing a card. It's just like it's Thassa's Oracle with extra steps, but Thassa's Oracle is just the faster way to start the game over, you know. Thoracle is a snoozer. Thoracle, pretty annoying to be honest. Oh, demonic consultation. What are you doing? Underworld Breach. That's an interesting banned card. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm not super familiar with the archetypes and, you know, competitive Commander. I guess Underworld Breach is probably already broken in here. It's like, it's broken in all the other formats. Pioneer, Legacy, Explorer. Does not surprise me that Commander found an easy way to break this card. Just get some 0 mana cards to loop themselves and churn through your entire deck. I wonder where the line is drawn for the tutors. Is Grim Tutor banned, or is one black enough of a cost for it to be safe? We'll see. We'll wait and see. Who knows? All right. Well, they banned... Okay, they banned Strip Mine. Turns out they went for Wasteland as well. I hate that this is the default Wasteland. What is this Wasteland? I've never seen this Wasteland before. Oh, must be one of those fake art cards. Or there's oversized cards. Anyway, Wasteland, tap to add a generic mana, or tap, sack it, destroy target non-basic land. That one has to be fair. You just play your basic lands. They're indestructible to this card. What's there gonna be? There's gotta be some lands out there that are really oppressive. Oh, this is the secret lair Wasteland? They're just handing out Wastelands like candy these days. Back in my day, Wasteland was like $100. It's still holding up pretty well. Weird price member. It's like $20. People barely play Legacy these days. It destroys the city of Brass. That's right. They're gonna get him. Okay, we got Worldly Tutor. Well, what is Worldly Tutor? It's the same thing as that other tutor. The Sylvan Tutor. So they have two of the exact same tutors. One sorcery, one's instant. Green, search your library for a creature card, reveal it. Reveal that card, shuffle your library, and put that card on top. Wasteland plus Azusa plus Crucible Worlds. Ooh, that's a combo. That no fun combo. They're serious. They said they're gonna crack down on land destruction, and they're gonna mean it. They cracked down on that land destruction. And speaking of land destruction, sort of, they got rid of Back to Basics. I actually played this card. Blue 2 generic. Non-basic lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. It's basically the blue Blood Moon. Do they even have Blood Moon on this list? They better have Blood Moon on this list. Actually, hold on. This is all in alphabetical... No, it's not now. Oh, it is in alphabetical order. I was just screwing up the order. Next thing we know, Cultivate and Farseeker are going to be on this list. Who knows? Could be. Grandpa Nikachu was there for a moment. Will he be telling us more old man stories? When I get inspired, get Grandpa Nikachu back. They like Battle Cruiser. Okay, spoiler alert. Blood Moon is not on the list. So, like, turning your non-basics into mountains, that's fine. Non-basics getting tapped, not fine. Not good. That is hilarious. Blood Moon is not on this list. I don't know. Maybe after they watch, the local game store watches this video, they'll put it on the list. You gotta get Blood Moon on that list. Don't be, I don't know. Maybe the Blood Moon player made the list. By the way, I don't hate on people making their own ban lists. They got some consistency here. All right, next we got, yeah, Blood Moon is way more feel bad than Wasteland. It's not even close. Okay, Corda Calling. Search your library for a creature card with a converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Tutoring into play. Thought Worldly Tutor was bad. Just wait until you play against Corda Calling. You can even tap your own creatures to cast the damn card. Tap your own creatures. Demonic Tutor. No, not the streamer. The card. Demonic Tutor is very welcome at this local game store, but the card, black 1 generic sorcery. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Beware the generosity of demons. Anyway, it's just another tutor. Oh, here's an interesting one. Dockside Extortionist. I think this is on a lot of people's radar. How do we feel about this ban? Some people are going to feel good about this one. Some people are not, because they own the damn thing. But you know what? Why? Hold on. Didn't we just ban all the strong artifact cards? So Dockside Extortionist, a red 1 generic 1/2 creature. When Dockside Extortionist enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. But we banned all the artifacts. We literally banned we banned Soul Ring. What do we ban so far? Soul Ring, Mox Diamond, Mana Crypt, Sensei's Divining Top, Skull Clamp. Like, we banned the Chromox. We banned the artifacts. We actually completely neutered this format that Dockside probably is fair. And it's like, we're gonna ban all the artifacts, and we're gonna ban Dockside with it. Just to send a message. Dockside Hitman gonna come for them after banning the Bagman. Without it, Wooburg is probably the best color set. Probably. Dockside is CEDH, but ban-worthy only. Dockside plus Breach is the only reason people like red. Also, some people like to just cause unnecessary chaos and pain in red. That's also a pretty typical action of the red players. Alright, Dockside Extortionist banned on this list. It's a bit weird after banning all the other artifacts. Plot twist, the ban list is getting enforced at MTG MagicCon Philly. Yeah, just you wait. I think that would be, well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It'd probably peeve a lot of people off, but imagine, like, some format should experiment with, like, a rotating ban list. Okay, we unban this, we're rebanning this. I think Modern might be one of the better formats to experiment with that. I think that would be really cool. You unban Dig Through Time for, like, 1 or 2 months. Then you reban it, unban Deathrite Shaman. And then if it's a success, do it with Commander. Just, hey, we unban Primeval Titan. Okay, it's taking over again. We let it cool off again. Why do things have to be banned for forever? Okay, next up is Enlightened Tutor. Instant search your library for an artifact or enchantment card. Reveal it, put it on top of your library after you shuffle your deck. Nothing interesting there. We already know that they're hard against the tutors. Finale of Devastation. That is also a tutor. Also not a bad way of winning the game. Yeah, green X. Sorcery. Search your library and or graveyard for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield. But if you search your library this way, shuffle it. Well, no duh. If X is 10 or more, though, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until end of turn. Yeah, they banned all the tutors. They banned all the tutors for taking ages. What, taking ages for, like, searching and shuffling your deck? Some slow shufflers in their store. Well, it creates consistency, right? They're getting rid of the consistency. Frankly, Magic... You know, as a Merfolk player that doesn't search their deck ever, it is actually quite comfortable and nice that I don't have to constantly pick up my deck and search. Force of Negation. Yeah, no free counter spells. You want to play a counter spell, you got to pay for it. It's basically how it is around here. Alright, Gaia's Cradle. Now, if they've got Gaia's Cradle, do they have Nykthos on this list? Because Nykthos is sort of like a Gaia's Cradle, where if you have more permanents on the board, you get more mana, right? Tap, add a green to your mana pool for each creature you control. Is there a link to the ban list? I don't have one. I found a picture of the rules, or of the ban list on a Facebook group called Things Bronze Players Would Say. I think that's what it was called. Something to that effect. Anyway, this was there. There should be a local game store. Bronze Player Central or something like that. Might attract a really good crowd. Alright, what is this? Global Ruin. I don't even know what this card is. I've never heard of this card. Okay, white for generic sorcery. Each player chooses from the lands he or she controls a land of each basic land type, then sacks the rest. Ah, it's just land destruction. Cody says, stores making their own ban list kind of makes the RC pointless. Well, so does Rule 0. I mean, this is just Rule 0 for ban lists. I wouldn't want to see EDH and a casual ban list, but the formats feel so different that you might as well be playing a different game. Like, technically, Rule 0 renders everything about EDH, you know, pointless. But some people want to... Some people... They want to play with the rules like everyone else does. So there is like a unified list if you want to play by what's considered official. There's a lot of people out there. They like what's official. But you don't have to go by what's official. You don't want to go by what's official, you make your own rules. Whatever you find fun. Lunar says, Nykthos doesn't work with tokens like Gaia's, though. Nykthos is more like Cabal Coffer since it requires 2 generic to activate. Okay. True story. But what's the point of this card? I guess it's just I guess it's an Armageddon-like card. We need to get Kitchen Table started as a format. Can play any printed card. Yeah, we need to make Kitchen Table an official format. Wizards should like have in their banned and restricted list. Kitchen Table format. Unlimited deck size. Deck size can be what, I don't know, 40 cards minimum. You can play any number of cards you want. You can play with 10 giant growths if you want to. Ban list. You may not play for anti. Anything else goes. You may play with unglued cards. Okay, global ruin. Next we got Grim Monolith. Of course. Pay 2. Get 3. Can't have that around here. Get more mana than you spent on here. It's table rules. 1 card minimum. Kitchen Table, Battle of Wits meta. Let's go. LOL Kitchen Table format. Magic the way Richard Garfield intended. Q channel fireball decks. What else do we got here? Imperial Seal. Did I spell this right? No, I did not. But Scryfall knew what I was talking about. I love that new picture. The old one was fine. The old one was great, too. That new picture is great. You actually see the actual seal. That's a big seal, by the way. Or a very tiny letter. Anyway, black sorcery, search your library for a card, and then shuffle and put that card on top. You lose 2 life. Oh my goodness! Look at this one. Jackal Hops! Does anyone in your playgroup play Jackal Hops? I knew someone that had like Jackal Hops in like every single one of their decks. Even if they played like a blue-black deck, they made sure they splashed red just for Jackal Hops. Sorcery, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and lands. They cannot be regenerated. So I guess this falls under the no mass land destruction clause of this free-to-play area. Christopher says, if it were up to me, ban the fetch lands, or at least allow no more than one per deck. Between price, color fixing, ubiquity, speed, facility, and overall game slow down from the constant shuffling. There was a pro that just suggested ban anything that searches your library. If it searches a library, it just doesn't. To solve that exact problem. It also solves the problem of all the tutors. Anyway, Jackal Hops. Jackal Hops-less Boros Charm is my dream. Oh, you give your stuff indestructible? Boros Charm has a mode. Your permanents are indestructible. You Jackal Hops. I always thought that this was uncounterable. You can counter Jackal Hops. Alright, Mana Vault. Yeah, we know it's broken. What, is it loading? People who play Jackal Hops don't even like to play... People who play Jackal Hops don't even like to play Jackal Hops. It's just in there as a last resort. Okay, Mana Vault. We have, yeah, 1 mana. Gain 3. It's the dark ritual of colorless mana for any deck. Anyone has access to this. Mox Amber. Hey, don't look. Oh god, what's his name? Was it the Mox guy? What's the YouTube channel? Moxman MTG. Don't look, Moxman MTG. They banned your Moxen in the free-to-play area, but you can pay $1 and you can use your Moxes. That really makes it pay to win. Actually, that's funny. The this local game store, you got to pay to play with your really expensive cards. And if you have the expensive cards, you should be able to pay the $1. You should be able to pay the $1. Probably the fairest Mox. It is. This is the fairest Mox of all Moxen. I think? Maybe? Maybe. I think there's another Mox that's like, that has Suspend. That might be even more fair. Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor for 1 blue, instant. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card. Reveal that card. Shuffle your library. Then put the card on top of it. Nothing to say here. Another Tutor. Okay, again on the land destruction front, Obliterate. Obliterate is banned. This can't be countered. This is the Jackal Hops, I guess, that's uncounterable. Can't be countered. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and lands. They can't be regenerated. Obliterate. Because it's collectibles, they claim it's allowed to be a little pricey. So honestly, do people have an issue with this ban list? It seems like they wanted to create an easy casual mode, which is fine. You know, I hear there was actually just a discussion not too long ago. Someone made, I think from, was it Play to Win? Someone from Play to Win. One of the Commander channels wrote an article that there should not be a separate ban list between competitive Commander and regular Commander. But I think there's a lot of, even if you don't you ignore competitive Commander, I think there's a lot of regular Commander players who would like a separate ban list between like vintage level and like, you know, the Battle Cruiser level. Battle Cruiser ban list. No tutoring. No land destruction. Don't you touch my lands. No touching them. And no consistency. And no fast mana. Battle Cruiser Commander. I personally like having less consistency in EDH, so low numbers of tutors is nice. I think one of the charms to EDH is that games aren't consistent. That you're playing, like, the game could play out in many different ways. I think that's the a huge bonus to Command. I love the Singleton idea. Love it. Really, really good stuff. El Grand Fatso says, I mean, if it's an easy casual mode, does it really need a ban list? Well, because you need, come on, people don't play fair. It's, people like, oh yeah, I'm playing casually. Soaring, Mana Vault, Tutor, kill you, you know? Doesn't work like that. We need ban lists to curb people's behavior. People just play whatever they want in a casual setting anyway. I guess I can see it as a suggestion list. You play in that store, you're gonna play with this ban list. That's what it is. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna like it. Okay, what are we next? Personal tutor? Don't take it personally. What the hell is personal tutor? This thing's $86! This thing's $86! Should I have this? Am I missing out on something? 1 blue, sorcery. Search your library for a sorcery card, reveal that card, shuffle your library, put that card on top of it. This is it's $86! Holy guacamole. Michael says, all that would happen is that people would complain about what is now the most powerful cards. What's the cutoff? Craterhoof, Dead-Eye Navigator? There is no cutoff. They keep banning cards until everything's fine. They ban things till it's fine. Then if it's not fine, then they ban more stuff. With no fast mana, green would run away with most games. It has mana dorks and the land ramp. Yeah, but mana dorks has... everyone thinks mana dorks are great until they get wiped off the board. That's why you play with spot removal, people. You play with spot removal. It's a tutor, so banned. Yeah, it's from Portal. Only printing in Portal. It's one of those only printed cards. Watch out, people. They're going to reprint personal tutor. You know it. They're just waiting to do it. I have no idea what this card is. Selvala Heart of the Wild. Someone help me. Green, 1 generic for a 2/3 elf scout. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. So as long as it keeps getting bigger, you draw more cards. Pay green, tap, add X mana of any combination of colors where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. I don't understand. This looks like a really garbage card. And it's an elf, for crying out loud. Who cares? Someone lost to this card and felt really bitter about it. That's the only reason this thing's on the ban list. Add X mana, any combination of colors. Like, there's so many cards that add mana. Who cares? Yeah, seems like an F that card deal. F this card. Everyone's angry at the Selvala Heart of the Wilds player. Oh, really? CEDH. Okay, I guess I gotta see it to believe it. CEDH Commander, I think. Why? What is this card? I guess it just has a way. There's gotta be some way of chaining really big creatures together. Hey, what's going on here? Uh-oh. Am I losing connection? Can you people hear me? It's getting really bugged out on my side. Well, I'll keep the show going, but this, I can't hide the Okay, we back. Do we also have music? I don't know if we have music. Hold on. Okay, we back. We back. Technical. Oh yeah, it was super rip. Okay, so Vala. Okay, if you guys think it's CEDH playable, then I mean I'm not gonna argue with you guys. Okay, now this is even more. This is a game more bizarre. Sarah's Ascendant is on the ban list. We've finally reached some really bizarre bannings. Oh no, this one is a little bit more reasonable because of the 40 life in Commander. Oh, I get it. So 1 white, you get a lifelink, 6/6 crease 5/5 until end of turn. Is this really a problem in Commander? This is an absurd ban. It's a 1 mana 6/6 lifelinker. Like, it's pretty good. Especially if you take away all the, if you take out all the, mana ramp. Like, you know, what's gonna contest this card very early on in the game? Yeah, no protection, though. Well, were you gonna lightning bolt this? You can't. No, someone gets hit 2 or 3 times, then it dies. Alright. Wail at someone for like 12 damage. I would rather ban Baneslayer Angel. Fatal Push. Yeah, here's the deal. People don't run enough interaction. People are like, just kill it. And they're like, well, I don't want to play any removal spells. That's your fault. And if you do have removal spells, do you want to burn it on a Sarah's Ascendant? The turn 1 play. Anyway, Sarah's Ascendant. It's dead. It's banned. Smothering Tithe. Oh yeah, this card. White 3 generic enchantment. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you create a treasure token. Interesting. There's no Rhystic Study on this list. Rhystic Study is fine. I'm surprised. They allow Smothering Tithe, which is mana. You know, it's not card draw, but it's mana. But like, you know, it's basically like an infinite mana machine glitch, and so is Rhystic Study in a really grand way. Really, any creatures that passes the vanilla test, banned. Okay, super annoying treasures should be banned. Treasure tokens, ban the treasure tokens. The blue players running this ban list. Well, they banned all the counter spells. Hey, to be fair, they banned all the free blue counter spells, and that's something specific to blue. They banned all of them. Anyway, Smothering Tithe is gone. Stasis! One of the most unfun cards in the history of Magic the Gathering. Blue 1 generic enchantment. Players skip their untap steps, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, sack Stasis unless you pay 1. Sick stuff. Stasis is a good ban. Who's gonna hate on the Stasis ban? No one's gonna hate on the Stasis ban. There we go. We finally found some common ground here. That is very bannable. My local game store banned Dranith Magistrate. People do not want to be charitable here. I'm trying. Stasis can kick rocks, says Tommy. Yeah, RP stack. Well, you can still play stacks. You just don't have Stasis with it, right? Stasis is fine. Well, I mean, technically any card you could consider fine. This is just a absolutely annoying card. Free Stasis. I think Stasis is such a cool card. It's just so hard to make work. I mean, by these days, you know, there's some good combos with Stasis to loop your mana so that you can pay for it for eternity, but it's a very hard card to play with. Stasis is the ST and stack. Oh, is it? That's how they spell stacks? What's the AX? If people just took their turns instead of complaining about it before passing turn, it wouldn't slow the game down so much. Okay, come on. To be fair, Stasis says you don't play Magic anymore. Like, that's effectively what Stasis does. And also, in this ban list, they, like, got rid of all the free spells. So you can't even play anything for free. Stasis is... Okay, we got some people supporting Stasis now. Stasis is quick, at least, is it? No, Stasis and Orb are game winners. It is. It's a frustrating combo. You slowly see yourself lose the life from your soul. One turn at a time. All right. Survival of the Fittest. This is banned. So another tutor card. Green, 1 generic. Oh, they don't have Fauna Shaman on here. So Fauna Shaman, that's fine. Survival of the Fittest, that gone. No good. Enchantment, pay a green, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Dick is like, I completely agree with the ban. I was just saying, Stasis sucks. It is good with walkers. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you play some walkers, you play Stasis. Just win with your walker. Lunar Wing, hot take, but I think the problem with stacks is people don't know how to use stacks to break parity and win from it, so it only makes the game longer without being deterministic. It's an anti-fun game overall still. Fauna Shaman is easier to remove and has summoning sickness for the effect. Absolutely, completely right. Survival of the Fittest, not quite so much. This is a weird one. We got the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. Now, I say it's weird because who's spending $4,400 to play this card in their deck? It doesn't even add mana. And even if you proxy, is this even a good card in Commander? Like, I don't even know if this is even a very good card. I mean, I guess it screws over the token players. Token players be like, oh, I have to pay this. Tax has gone up today. I don't know how to explain it. For each little token you have, the tax man wants their money. Oh, we got Trevor Peebles here with the super chat. Thanks so much, Trevor. Here's money in your eye. I think anyone with Tabernacle can afford the $1 entry fee. That's true. And that applies to everything on this list. 4K stands for the $4,000 solution, but is way more than $4,000 now. This card is wild. It's wildly expensive. At some point, like, Tabernacle is going to be worth more than Moxen just because you can, like, technically play it in formats. Oh, the Goblin Trash Masters. A podcast. By the way, I did an episode with the Goblin Trash Masters. I hope they have it up on their YouTube channel. Otherwise, look up the Goblin Trash Masters on, I believe, Spotify. They're up there. We talked about modern merfolk. Hull Breacher did nothing wrong. I mean, Hull Breacher ain't on this list either. Funny enough. I don't know. I don't know if this is a ban-worthy card though. Even so. You can play Time Twister's not even on this ban list, funny enough. Yeah, it's available anywhere where podcasts are available. Can we do an episode on cards used to be expensive but are now poop? You know what would be neat? People who share, like, cards you bought at $1 million and crashed to nothing. I have a few of those myself. That might, I don't know, is that interesting to anybody? It's probably a good card to participate. Actually, do you know what? It might be a good one because people will learn about cards they thought were expensive but are actually really cheap now. Cards you thought were expensive but are cheap. Because we learned the hard way. Wheel Fortune is not on this list. Yeah, wheels are fine. Time Twisters, wheels, Blood Moon for some reason. Blood Moon would deal with cards like this. I guess that's the deal. Blood Moon deals. I guess that's... Okay, they get rid of Wasteland and Strip Mine, but Blood Moon is fine. But they ban Tabernacle. Anyway. Okay, here's a wild one. Umbra Mantle. Is this like a combo card? Pay 3, equipment, equipped creature has pay 3, untap. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I don't get it. I don't get it. I sincerely don't understand. What is the point of this card? Anything that taps for multiple mana? Oh, it's an infinite money glitch. It's an, sorry, infinite mana glitch. So you tap for a bunch of mana, pay 3, untap it, it gets bigger, and you can just keep doing that over and over again. Or at least if it taps for 3 mana, you can make an infinitely large creature. Makes infinite mana. On the right card. It seems like a lot of work to set up. It's not even stopping all the infinite mana combos out there. Like, there's like infinite mana combos. Why hate on this one? Infinite mana taps for 4. Indeed it does. Alright, next we got Vampiric Tutor. Totally saw this coming, right? Shuffle your library. Sorry, search your library, then shuffle the library, reveal, and then just put the card on top. You don't get to know what it is. And then we got Winter Orb. As long as... I guess this goes along the lines of Armageddon and Jackal Hops and Obliterate. You know, don't touch the mana. Alright, everyone should be allowed to play with their mana. No touching the lands around here. I'm surprised Rishadan Port is still legal in this format. Rishadan Port can tap down lands. Winter Orb, artifact. As long as Winter Orb is untapped, players can't untap more than 1 land during their untap steps. And you can abuse this if the player who owns the Winter Orb can tap it at the end of their last opponent's turn. then they get to untap with all their stuff. So they get all the manas and their opponents don't. Kiki Jiki or Crater Hoof on the list? Nope. Nope. That's totally legal here. It's totally legal. So if you play for free, you can't play with any of these stupid, unfun cards. So they did ban stacks. They had it out for them. The only mana that comes from lands, though, you're not allowed mana rocks. Yep, that's right. Isochron is totally legal. Nope, they didn't ban Isochron. And that's the ban list. I completely welcome all local game stores to make their own ban list because it gives me content. And I always think it's interesting how different local game stores approach the ban list in different ways. In this case, no tutor, no land destruction. This was the unique flavor of this particular ban list. No, you don't you touch my lands. No land destruction. All right. So if you want to be part of Coffee and MTG, we do this Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks, everyone, for your support. All the donations, the super chats, everyone who's a member on YouTube, and also patron on Patreon. If you want to support Coffee and MTG, links to all that stuff in the description below. But most importantly, above everyone else, thanks for you guys for showing up. Thanks, Cyclonic Rift, to Dem, to Trevor Peebles, to Jack Straw, to Jersker, Abzo. Thanks so much to Esposito for showing up in the morning. Pedro, Trevor Peebles. Because without you guys, I got nothing. I'm no show. You guys are the show. Your commentary is everything. So as usual, my coffee crew, you keep brewing up those coffees. And we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.